We mentioned in the previous video that verbs will have an inherent meaning. They will be linked to a specific tense, and they will have a doer. In Arabic, we call this fa'il. So if we take the following sentence as an example, ذهب زيد إلى المدرسة, which means Zayd went to the school. Our verb here is ذهب. It has an inherent meaning. It's linked to a specific tense, and in this case it's the past tense, and it has a doer, Zayd. So what are the signs of a verb? Firstly, words that can inflect between tenses are verbs. So by that I mean from the past tense to the present or future tense, and from the present or future tense back to the past tense. For example, nasara means he helped in the past tense, and yansuru means he is helping or he will help. Katabat means she wrote in the past tense, and taktubu means she is writing or she will write. Alimtu means I knew in the past tense, and a'lamu means I know or I will know. So all of these words are verbs because they can inflect between the tenses. The next sign are the particles qad, sin, and sofa. Any word directly after these particles will be a verb, as they can only be followed by a verb. So for example, قد خلقنا الإنسان. قد means certainly. So قد, certainly. خلقنا, we created. الإنسان, man. Certainly we created man. سنلقي عليك قولا. Sa means soon. نلقي means we will send. عليك, upon you. قولا, a message. سنلقي عليك قولا. And sofa also means soon, but with the added meaning of in the distant future. So sofa ta'lamun means soon you will know. So the words خلقنا, نلقي, and ta'lamun are all verbs because they directly follow these particles. The third sign is the command and prohibition. In Arabic, we call this al-amr wal-nahi. Any word on the pattern of a command or prohibition is a verb. We'll talk about the pattern for these types of words in a future video, inshallah. But to give some examples now, you've got iqra, which means read, and this is on the pattern of a command. You've got li yu'min. This li is called lam al-amr, and we'll talk about it in a few moments. But yu'min is also on the pattern of a command. And finally, you've got la takfur. This la is called la un-nahi, and it makes the following verb a prohibition. So iqra means read as a command, li yu'min, he should believe, and la takfur, do not disbelieve, which is a prohibition. The next sign is if a word is suffixed with an attached nominative pronoun, it will be a verb. So this pronoun will be the doer of the verb. There are 14 inflections for the past tense, al-madi, and there are 14 for the present and future tense, al-mudari. Here I'll give examples from the past tense. So for example, if we take the bare root letters of fa, ayn, and lam, which give the meaning of to do something, we can add different pronouns to the end of these root letters to change the doer. For example, if I want to say I did, I can add tu and say fa'altu, which means I did. But if I want to say they did something, and I'm talking about a masculine group, I can add a waw and say fa'alu. If I want to say you, one female, did something, I can add ti and say fa'alti. And if I want to say we did something, I can add na and say fa'alna. So these pronouns reflect the doer of the verb, and they can be changed depending on who or what the doer is. The next sign is the open ta of femininity. Any word that has an open ta to indicate femininity will be a verb. For example, fa'alat means she did. حملت means she carried. صبرتا, this is also an open ta, means they two women or females were patient. And أكلتا, they two females ate. And the final sign I will discuss here are the justif particles. These are in, lam, lamma, lamul amr, and la'un nahi. Any word that has been placed into the justif case by one of these particles will be a verb. Inshallah, this will become clearer when we discuss the justif case. For now, just consider these particles. So for example, in yakfur biha. In means if. Yakfur, he disbelieves. Biha, in it. If he disbelieves in it. Then you've got lam. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. The particle lam negates in the past tense. So lam yalid. He did not have children, or he did not beget. Wa lam yulad. Nor was he born. Then we've got li yu'minu, and this li is called lamul amr, which will usually come as a lam with a kasra, as we can see here. And it will make the third person and the first person verb into a command. So li yu'minu here means they should believe. And finally, la ta'budu shaytan. So you've got la here is la'un nahi, which makes the following verb into a prohibition. So la ta'budu, do not worship ash-shaytan, the devil. Each of these words, yakfur, yalid, yulad, yu'minu, and ta'budu, have all been put into the justif case by the particles that come before them, so we know that they are verbs.